Hi there. That's right, guess who? It's Nick Dutch for another delightful tarot reading today. And we've got someone called Tess, who's very interested in her relationship and her career and basically wants to know what's coming through for her with the passage of time. So we'll just have a quick look and see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies and all the rest of that is coming through for her, okay? As is traditional, I'm shuffling like mad now. I want to make sure that the whole situation, the whole reading is nice and randomized. And we'll see what's coming through. Now, the situation with Tess is rather interesting because she's been with someone for 12 years, but she's developed an attachment to someone else, and she feels that he's the guy for her. So we're just going to have a quick look, and we'll see whether that's the case, whether the reading corroborates that, and we'll take it from there one step at a time. And we'll also have a quick look to see how her acting career is going as well. Just a moment, please. It's fascinating. Okay, well, we've got a rather interesting relationship spread for you at the moment. I'm going to have to describe this to you bit by bit as we go along. First and foremost, the energies associated with your side of the reading. What you will initially feel when you look at these two cards here is there's a sense of tranquility, watery colours, airy colours, a sense of something gentle or tranquil associated with it. So it looks at the outset to be quite nice. I feel that that's part of the way that your current relationship with your partner is at the moment. But there's also a sense of stress and futility. It's almost like there hasn't been all that much in the way of variety in this relationship. There's a sense of stagnation to a certain degree. On his side of things, this is a perfect loving relationship situation. This is someone who does truly love you. And no, this is not the new guy. This is the one you've been with for the past 12 years. What's really happening here? Well, the forces between you is talking about nurturing, but I feel, and I could be wrong here, okay, but I don't think I am. I feel you need a little more adventure, a little more action, a little more excitement. You need more variety, and you also need to have something more overt expressions of what you consider to be the right varieties of love. And he doesn't understand that at the moment, because you haven't told him. Not in sufficient detail. And you do have that sense of lack of meshing. I mean, all the emotions are there, they're perfect, apart from on your side of the reading. You're perceiving this relationship in a way which is not quite right, and he doesn't fully understand the relationship, and that's why you've currently got this difficulty and a feeling of connection with somebody else. Now let's stick with this relationship first before we have a look at the other guy and see what kind of messages are coming through for your short-term, mid-term and long-term future. Okay, touch of conflict there, touch of conflict there, not very extreme, alright? Still very strong loving signs in the forces between you. The connection is still there, but just a question of frustration. You want him to say something, you want him to do something, you want something to bring back that spike of what you consider to be loving energy. Often we want to get attached to someone who we have a wonderful feeling of connection with. And that wonderful feeling of connection is the feeling we get in the early stages of a relationship. And it in every possible case dies. In every case. And when it dies, you've got a choice of two possibilities. Number one, you can try and carry on fueling your addiction to that soulmate feeling. Or you can try and turn your relationship into a life partner connection. And that takes responsibility. It takes a bit of dedication, a bit of hard work. It can be done. Sure, it can be done, and you can do it too. That's if you choose it. But let's very quickly have a look at what the reading was saying if you were to connect with this other guy, this new gentleman. Just a moment. Alright, now what we've got here is the future part of the reading, but under the condition that you connect with a new guy. Alright? Initially we've got too much emotion. Can be good, can be bad. There's a sense of pleasure and pain associated with it, but to the most part it feels rather intoxicating. Moving on from there, we got a sense of defeat, namely destruction of sorts, okay? Doesn't always feel all that good. And then following on from there, even a sense of cruelty, something cold, something stabbing, something quite painful here, okay? Now let's just contrast that yet again with what we saw with the guy you've been with for the past 12 years. Got passion, got love, got some conflict, but you're still staying together. So what does this mean? If you were to follow this soulmate craving that you've got, and it is a craving, because it's almost like a drug for you at times, I feel, alright? You'll be connecting with someone who cannot dedicate themselves to you. And as a result of that, It's a relationship which is going to come to an end. And you'll have already lost the relationship with this guy, the guy you've been with for the past 12 years. So you could be pushing yourself into a situation of being alone. Is that what you really want? Think about it. Is that what you really want? Now, not everyone believes in the Bible. Not everyone believes in the story of Revelations. But I tend to see religion in a very allegorical manner. And if God represents all the things that is right for you, stability, happiness, being well nourished, a roof over your head, a feeling of companionship, and the devil represents being driven by desires into a life of proverbial death and destruction, I think that your current relationship, despite the fact it requires work, a lot of work, is still the one which is godly. Let me just explain that again. You've got conflict signs there, but there's also a sense of there being a love there. That can be a very powerful force. It can hold you together, make your relationship stronger. It can turn it into a life partner connection. Someone who can be there with you for the rest of your life if you just talk about your current issues and overcome them. But we've got this feeling of craving or desire in you for another connection. To have that soulmate connection with somebody new. And look at what the spread says there. Cruelty. I think this is the devilish relationship. I think this is the one which is not going to help you. Now with your current relationship, maybe you need help. Maybe you need to work together on a few things. Maybe you need to overcome a few issues. Maybe you both, and I mean both of you, need to stop being quite so selfish. And need to try and overcome the things which are holding you back. Maybe it's just a question of shared experiences and more of them are needed. And maybe it's just a sense of trying to build that cooperation that you need in order to have the life partnership of your dreams. These are all things to think about. All I can do is tell you what I can see. The final decision is up to you, not up to me.